I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he was asking, there was a few of them actually, but the question came up about how important is it to share every tiny detail. Whatever it is you're going through, if you're um, needing to confess something to somebody. In this case, it was related to confession and pornography use, or when you've sinned against or done something against somebody, how important is it that you tell them every detail? And this is sort of multi-layered, because first it starts with the reality that every dark, secret sin is kind of like this, and this is the illustration that occurred to me. So if a room in your house has a bunch of lights, there's likely a dark corner, or think of a room in your house that has a dark corner. The light has trouble getting over to that corner. Well, if I keep a secret, I do something, and I don't tell the person that I've hurt that I've done this thing. For example, if for these guys, if they mess around with porn and they don't tell their spouse, they wait a few days, they wait a week, they wait 3 weeks, and they think, oh, I'm not going to tell her yet, I can make it through this, I'll be better next time, there's no need for me to confess this thing. It's almost like you've decided to go to the pet store and buy a pet rat. Or more accurately, go over to the sewer, find a rat and bring it into your house, throw it in the corner. Tell it to hide over there, keep feeding it, whatever. It's just going to stay over there, and it's not going to involve itself in your life. But that's not how it works. Because that rat, if it's secret, it's in the dark over there. The next thing you know, you're like, I've got this secret. Well, I'll go feed that rat. Or I'll bring another rat into that corner. You mess up again. And now because you've already got something hiding over there, it's easy to add something else to it. Next thing you know, you've got 2 rats, and they're breeding, and it's creating a colony of rats over in that corner. And that big pile of rats creeps its way into the light. And you can't hide it anymore. So it is actually quite important that you share sooner than later when you need to confess. Now, an added question for some guys was this: well, my wife doesn't want to know every detail. In fact, it hurts her to know every detail. She's told me that just as long as you're dealing with it, and I trust the people that you're being honest with, then I know you're okay. And there's varying degrees of things that wives can handle, whether they can handle hearing that or not. Again, this applies to many different areas. In your spiritual life, confess immediately. God can handle all of it. Don't hesitate, because that pile of rats in the dark doesn't stay in the dark. It becomes an infection, gets into your walls, moves into other rooms, and it destroys the house of who you are. But as a side note, going back to how much to share with your wife, if you are confessing to someone, first of all, that's the most important thing. If you've got a group of guys, someone you're holding accountable who holds you accountable, and you share immediately, I messed up, or I almost messed up, whatever that might be, it can change everything, because now that rat has had light shined on it. There's no room for it to have a dark corner. It can't breed, and you're not going to feed it. It's not going to get into your walls and creep around. And you're not as prone to add more rats to that corner. So you confess. And if your wife, spouse, whoever that is in your life is able to handle it and wants to handle it, more importantly, wants to be involved, to know that you're being honest, then you share it with them. And share it sooner than later. The sooner you share it, the less, hopefully, damage it does. Because, yeah, you've done damage, you've hurt them. They'll have to process it, but you're not adding to the damage. You're not having to expose an entire room filled with rats. You're not having to show them that you've ruined that other room over there because the rats got through the walls and that kind of thing. So, confession is vital to keeping your conscience clean, the room pure, and your relationship growing in trust and partnered together to work through these things that are so hard. So don't let the rats go. Don't bring them in. If they do come in, get rid of them quick. Confess it, poison them, pick them up, throw them out. Don't go back to that sewer and get it.